Libras are famous for not being able to make up their minds. They weigh even minute decisions so carefully on the Libra scales that spontaneous Gemini sometimes wants to throttle them. Geminis don't have a lot of trouble making decisions. They just change their minds so frequently that Libra can't keep up. Gemini's sharp, mercurial intellect sometimes cuts through Libra's sunny idealism like a knife. Yet, Libra is a cardinal leadership sign, and Libras can actually impose their ideals quite relentlessly on others. Libra wants the world to fit into absolutes, whereas Gemini explores the gray areas like a kid in a candy store. Hello Cosmic Fam, welcome to Astrology Experts. In this video series, we've analyzed zodiac sign combinations and their compatibility. Let's find out why some people are drawn to or are magnetized by each other and some just naturally repel. Why is that? Good thing we can always ask the stars. Make sure to watch all the way till the end. Values and emotions. The intellectual gymnastics that occur between these air signs are both impressive and exhausting to those around them. Still, Gemini and Libra are usually a harmonious pairing. They're both air signs, which means they process most things in life on a cerebral plane, often living more in the mind than the heart. This is even true for Libra, with their romantic ideals and Venus-ruled sensitivity to art, beauty, and sensuality. Scales women and men don't spontaneously express their emotions or chase their romantic dreams. When they want something from someone, they subscribe to the saying, "You catch more flies with honey than vinegar." In Libra, the cardinal factor is not directly expressed, but rather indirectly. That's why almost no one suspects sweet-natured, harmony-loving Libras of manipulating people into getting what they want. That is, except maybe Gemini, who has the gift of gab and can be an even more masterful manipulator. Although most of the time, Gemini dislikes conflict as much as Libra does. They're likely to let Libra win more times than not. Compatibility rating, 8 out of 10. Friendships. Geminis know how to talk to anyone. The razor-sharp acuity of their mental perceptions is combined with an uncanny intuition not enough astrologers credit them with. They instinctively know who people are, what their strengths and weaknesses are, etc. Also, they communicate with them accordingly. For example, as much as Gemini enjoys a friendly debate with an intellectual Libra friend, the twins-nosed Libras have no constitution for the darker, uglier sides of life. So when they're so inclined, Geminis cater to the Libran sensibilities by dressing harsh truths up in prettier words, cushioning bad news between happier thoughts. Both of these signs like to talk, but could stand to improve their listening skills. For Libra, this is partly because the scales present continuous polar scenarios in their mind. No sooner do they come to a realization that their mind suggests the opposite might conceivably be true. Luckily, Geminis have little need for certainty and aren't bothered by Libra's indecision. They often see situations from multiple perspectives at once. As a mutable air sign, they easily discard yesterday's beliefs for newly shaped ones formed today, or they adjust their belief systems so radically on a daily basis that Libra falls behind frustrated. Let's be clear, Libra did not fall behind because her intellect isn't as sharp as Gemini's. Libra fell behind because she wasn't busy meticulously weighing facts versus fiction and right versus wrong on the scales. Gemini already decided that it's not right or wrong that matters most, but rather what motivated the action in the first place. Still, these differences often have a positive effect, strengthening the bond formed by their undeniable similarities. Gemini encourages Libra to think more broadly and in new contexts, understanding the world more deeply. Libra helps stabilize Gemini and saves her from making mistakes on a whim, which may not be the best choice for them. Compatibility rating, 9 out of 10. Relationships. Gemini is a walking contradiction. His karmic mission is to learn to live in harmony with the duality that exists inside him. Thus, he sets an example for the rest of us to do the same. Although for Gemini, polarities are intensified, this results in an internal distress and even neurosis similar to those Libra experiences when trying to make an important decision. Libra is warmed by the childlike innocence that Gemini radiates on sunny days, and many times on not so sunny days. Unlike Scorpio and sometimes Cancer, who feel instinctively connected to the darker side of the unseen world, whimsical Gemini's attunement to the magic conjures fairy tales, and Libra loves fairy tales. Like Gemini, Julie Garland's portrayal of Dorothy chasing dreams over a rainbow, Gemini believes in the power of miracles and of a new day to begin again. This is immensely inspiring to Libra, whose romantic idealism is something to be treasured, not squashed. Still, in some ways, Gemini can be coldly logical and detached from emotions. This may dampen Libra's spirits, but won't crush them altogether. Libra also intellectualizes emotional situations, and besides, Gemini's warmth usually returns to save Libra's day. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Marriage. Marriages between Gemini and Libra people are usually very compatible. They understand each other's quirks and inconsistencies. They're both moved by the beauty and poetry of the world. Also, they're both cool and logical enough to avoid overly dramatizing disagreements. Gemini does suffer from far more dramatic flare-ups than Libra, but they blow over quickly. Although their similarities create a solid foundation of emotional understanding between them, they also make it hard to get things done sometimes. While Libra struggles with indecision, Gemini is making impulsive ones. Then, Gemini is changing her mind, creating a lot of confusion in their midst. But if Gemini can make a conscious effort to preserve the all-important Libran equilibrium, and Libra can draw on their loving warmth and desire to please, they'll meet each other halfway. Gemini moods are as mercurial as a summer storm, and he or she needs Libra's stabilizing, careful influence. Unlike Virgo, who harshly conveys unpleasant truths, Saccharine Libra softens them to sweetness until Gemini's tears have dried. Both partners need to get more in touch with their emotions and express them more freely. Love cannot truly be rationalized and makes more sense on an emotional and spiritual level. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. Hey stars, let us know what you think of today's video. We'd really love it if you share your experiences to us and everyone watching this. If you're an introvert, even online, that's fine too. You can always privately send and share this to your star peoples. Before we proceed, hit that like button so we'll know that you enjoy watching videos like these from us. Communication. These two are masterful communicators, but they sometimes talk in circles. Libra will only make a decision in his or her own time. That usually sounds something like this. I know I should get my master's in law, but what if I fail? Gemini will then shore up Libra's confidence with all the reasons why logic dictates she is more likely to succeed than flunk out. Libra will momentarily resolve to go back to school, but then be plagued by the same doubt and ask the very same question. What if I fail? Then Libra will reinstate the reasons why it's possible he or she will fail rather than succeed after all. A fiery Aries or earthy Capricorn would have no time for this. They deem confusion as nonsense and a total waste of time. Although Gemini makes many spontaneous decisions, he or she goes back on them often enough to understand Libra's genuine plight. Even better, Gemini knows how to give people space to come to logical conclusions on their own. Besides, the twin has many other things to do and ponder. Compatibility rating 8 out of 10. Sex and intimacy. Libras are strongly attracted by the Gemini air of glamour and finesse and in awe of their apparent street smarts. Although Libra is notorious for drawing out decisions, he or she is often so intrigued and seduced by Gemini that they fall into bed quickly. Yet, it should be noted that these two are sometimes more in love with the idea of romance than genuine raw passion and surrender to love. Even when they don't love each other as deeply as you can love another human being, their lovemaking might be marked by a delicate reticence and a hesitance to merge completely in bed. Their pace is usually matched, and they approach lovemaking as an art form, a beautiful meeting of the minds. Gemini is a subtle and sensitive lover. They're attuned to Libra's refined sensibilities, which preclude the enjoyment of too much roughness. Although with Gemini, Libra is probably more willing to explore than with any other sign. Still, Gemini needs mental stimulation and gentleness in intimacy rather than to ravish a lover physically. Compatibility rating 8 out of 10. Gemini and Libra compatibility pros. Both signs understand each other's need for freedom of expression and give each other space to think matters through on their own. Gemini and Libra are aesthetically drawn to each other. Libra to Gemini's style and finesse, and Gemini to Libra's grace and refinement. They both live more in the mind than the heart, so they can usually avoid the kind of explosive fights that burn through some other couples' homes or friendships. Thus, their love may be better preserved by logic than passion. Gemini and Libra compatibility cons. Gemini is many different people in one, and these multiple aspects of their personalities may come out at the most inconvenient times. Libra needs harmony, and Gemini can be highly chaotic. Because they both live so much in their heads, they might try to rationalize their connection too much instead of letting it guide them. Libra may feel that Gemini is always holding a part of himself back from her, and in a sense, this is true. Most Geminis have very private worlds and parts of themselves only they will ever know. Summary of Gemini and Libra. Overall, these two people are more synchronized and compatible than they may seem to passerby who observe them arguing on the streets about every issue under the sun. They can't help but exercise their giant mental capacities, but as air signs, they're cool and detached enough not to be torn apart by large disagreements. As a 5 to 9 sun sign pattern, they have enough in common to keep them together in life, even when their differences cause disagreements. Compatibility rating 9 out of 10. We're glad you made it all the way through. You can find your zodiac compatibility here on this playlist. If you're single and don't want to mingle yet, click that subscribe button and let's work on yourself first. Come visit our website, astrologyexperts.com. Learn about zodiac signs and so much more over there. Thanks for watching and see you next time.